When I learned that it was safe for my partner to witness my dissatisfaction during sex, then I lessened the frequency of gaslighting them. When we don't allow for our partners to witness us being in a vulnerable place, being dissatisfied, um, maybe being in discomfort, um, feeling the disconnect, feeling resistant or not wanting to continue, we run the likelihood of gaslighting them, because the reality is that our partners, the men in our lives, the men that we are engaging with sexually, they also are intuitive. They have intuition. They are noticing. And we have the misconception that they're not paying attention sometimes, because that is one of the underlying narratives about men sometimes, that they're not paying attention, that they're selfish in the bedroom. And the thing is, when we are with individuals who inherently have our best interests at heart, therefore they are invested in our pleasure, they are paying attention. And when they ask, "Are you okay? Are you sure?" And we say, "I'm good," or "No, everything is fine," we then begin to injure and harm that intimacy and that connection, because then we make them feel like they're crazy. They smell the gas, and we tell them they don't smell anything while we're on fire. So, what I learned is that when I was able to allow my partner to see me, and that I wasn't stuck in perfectionism, that I, despite of the fears that I was having about what if they're mad at me, even the thought of violence, even though I felt completely safe with them, making them feel like they may not be enough, that they don't have the capacity to please me. Even with all of those fears, as I continue to practice presence, one outside of the bedroom, and just being present in my daily life, then I was able to use that momentum of presence outside of the bedroom to support me in having presence in the bedroom. Our partners want to please us. And this is true for any of us that we know. Granted, sometimes it is par for the course that as adults who experience childhood sexual abuse, that our intimacy, our relationships can run amok, can not be the healthiest for us, because the way that our attachment or our relational patterns can work against us because of our history. However, many of us are in relationships that are healthy for us, that are good for us, and even still, because of the familiarity that we have for harm, sometimes we're not as trusting, and we continue to hold on to the old patterns and the old values and beliefs that we have around sex and intimacy, because we actually haven't given ourselves the full-fledged chance to rewrite them, to repattern, and bring our partners into the conversation. So oftentimes when our partners are vigilant and are present, and they are wanting to take the journey with us, we tell them we're in one place, and then they go to that place with us, right? But in reality, we don't know where we are, we don't know where we stand. So it is imperative, and it was imperative for me to really practice presence, and presence as a daily practice, pleasure as a daily practice, because then and not just pleasure, but dissatisfaction as a daily practice, witnessing dissatisfaction as a daily practice, and understanding how those sensations appear in my body. And one of the things that I always encourage when we are looking at how pleasure, discomfort, dissatisfaction, resistance arises and manifests as an experience in our bodies is that going back to moments where we can pinpoint a sexual experience with our partner that was dissatisfying, where you may have disconnected. And what I did was I traced my day. I tracked my day. Where was I not present? And what other areas of my life was I not present? Because the reality is that once we go into the bedroom and once we are intimate, it all comes to a head in those moments. So it can be very, very easy to fall into the pattern of disconnect, of denial of our reality, of our dissatisfaction, resistance to the present moment because we want to perform, and we mask what is actually happening, and then it doesn't allow for our partner to actually create a authentic connection with us in the moment. And the instead of the sexual experience deepening our connection, it actually continues, it has the potential to erode it. And also, we have the misconception that dissatisfaction leads to disconnection. Expressing that dissatisfaction leads to disconnection. But in reality, expressing to our partner our dissatisfaction or our discomfort, or the things that we don't like or the things that we don't want to do, it allows to stress test the relationship, to allow it to withstand some pressure and some stress. And it also allows for the deepening of a conversation. It also allows your partner, one, to put their vulnerabilities and their boundaries down. It allows you both to have a shared reality and to move together into a more pleasurable, present, connected relationship, not just in the bedroom, but overall. So if you are interested as a woman who is an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse, in understanding how presence, dissatisfaction, pleasure manifests in your body, and what is that internal experience and conversation for you first, in order for then you to have your partner witness you and invite them into your journey as you see fit, then I invite you to click the link in my bio to see if we're a good fit for working together. I hope that you're well, and I'll talk to you soon in the next video.